flew on an airplane and I drove in a car to get here. That's not exactly a small carbon footprint. But I'm hoping I'm offsetting that in addition to buying my carbon offsets by talking to you tonight. And we all have to look at that balance. Amazing things are happening today. People are doing incredible things, and we really need to feel that and honor that and move forward into this new epoch. And so...
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Waharakah, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and notice that great millstone. As you hear from this guy, John Perkins, he mentions a new epic, all right, which is code for the New World Order. This guy, along with many other people, are pretty much for the new World Order, you know, which Slaki, because the term he used, pretty much he told on himself, you know, and the term that they phrase is the new epic because, you know, I'm gonna play a little bit more of his speech. He mentions that every empire falls, but this one, the American Empire, which is Babylon the Great, as we know in the scriptures, he doesn't want it to fall. He wants this place to continue, and we know, you know, pretty much what that means. You know, Esau wants his generations to go on and on. But, you know, that new epic, pretty much, because like I say, he like one of those, you know, those humanitarians, you know, one of those innovative minds to help trying to create a utopia, you know, an insider. And you know, the brothers from San Francisco, they call with this guy, John Perkins. But really, what this guy is representing is the Georgia Guidestones. You know, pretty much the Illuminati's 10 Commandments. You know, opposite of what the Most High, and you know, what the Most High established. And I'm gonna go into one of the fine points that they speak about. You know, and it's regarding that new epic. You know, so I'm gonna play a little bit more this guy, and I'm gonna just, you know, bring out some scriptures. You know, it's pretty simple. But like I said, we catch Esau every day talking about you want to replenish the earth and help, you know, bring back the earth and, you know, not add on to the carbon emissions and, you know, which is polluting the air. They want to stop all, you know, the global warming, this, that, and the third, but they don't want Babylon the Great to fall, the most wicked place ever erected in history, you know, ever to thrive on the face of the planet Earth, you know. And for the most part, his you know, they're, how can I say, they're driven for a utopia, basically a perfect world. But they want the imperfect world, the most wicked world to continue, you know, which, you know, proves that these people they're not really humanitarians. They really don't want the restoration of the world. They want to continue as a race, dominant race, and, you know, and pretty much get rid of the children of Israel. But I'm going to play a little bit more. It's like it.
The rest of this talk, I'd like to address what it is you can do, what each of us can do, how we can move forward with this, and then we'll go into questions and answers. But the real question is, what will you do? What will you do when you leave this room tonight? Why are you here tonight? Why did you come to this talk? And what will you do tomorrow? And from then on, what will we each do? And I think one of the first and most important questions we have to ask is, what is it going to really take to turn this whole system around, to change this empire? Because we have to look at history and know that empires never succeed. They always collapse.
And that's right. Because when you read Daniel 7, it tells you all the living, the most, I'm not going to say the most dominant empires in history's past that ruled the earth. You had the Assyrian Empire, you had the Medo-Persian Empire. Well, you had the Babylonian Empire before the Medo-Persian, then the Medo-Persian, which was ruled by Hamites and Elamites. You know, um, and then you had the Greek and the Roman Empire, which was ruled by Esau, the so-called white man. And in between that time, we had off and on, we had our empire that influenced the earth. You know, the most we influenced the earth was I believe about that 70 years with King Solomon. After King Solomon, after David, fought against all the nations and subdued all the nations, we had King Solomon, which brought peace on the earth. And and at that time, that during his time, that's the most peace that the earth has probably witnessed throughout all history. So, you know, these empires have failed, which he's going into America, because America's going to fall just like every other empire. America is not exempt to being destroyed or, being dissolved. But America is going to be completely dissolved, be completely destroyed by thermonuclear fire, which is the second death according to Revelations. I believe the 20th or the 21st verse, and a lot of people are going to die by fire. All right. So let me play a little bit more and then we'll go into some scriptures.
This one's in the throes of collapse right now, but I don't want it to collapse.
See, these Edomites, they don't want it to collapse. They don't want the system. They want to revamp the system, but they don't want the empire to collapse, which it is going to collapse, man. It's going to collapse, man. Let me go ahead and get Psalms. I think it's about the 50th chapter. I'm not sure right off the bat. What's like it? Just bear with me. Slack it. All right, let me go to Google. All right, so no, it's not showing it, but let me see. All right, so Salakia, give me a second. All right, so Psalms 49 and 11, it says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their names. Now we know this is Esau, okay? Because he never calls himself by his true heritage, his true nationality. He has hidden that from the whole world, all right? And the Most High has made it evident who he is as a nation, This is Isaiah 25:7. It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. And Salaki, in the veil that is spread over all nations. Now that veil that's spread over all nations is pretty much their false identity, okay? Because Esau is ruling the earth and he is putting a false identity on these nations. So, now we're living in the time we're living in 2018, and Esau, the so-called white man, is covertly taking the knowledge of the Bible and pretty much tried his best to to pretty much fool everybody, fool the whole earth. All right. Everybody called themselves by the name that the Most High gave them, whether it was Edomites, whether they was Ishmaelites, which we call so-called Arabs, whether they were Elamites, which they call themselves Persians, and East Indian. These are all pretty much, like the scripture say, he will destroy in this mountain the face, and we know the mountain represents the high, the leaders, the face of the covering cast over all people. So it's a covering cast over all people, and that's the false identity. And the Lord has set up the prophets, to reveal the identity of the nations and call out who's who through the Spirit. All right. So and that's what we're doing. All right. So let me see. Do I have Job? Let me see. Job 5:14. Going back, because this guy is nothing more than an insider. All right. They're calling for the new epic. They're trying to change the world in their image, create a utopia, a perfect world, but they have yet to pay their dues. The multi-trillion-dollar corporations who have gained wealth through enslaving other nations of people, mainly in particular, the children of Israel. They have made trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars. And for hundreds of years have maintained the prowess and the power of influencing the whole world. All right. So they have had their time to rule, and like he said, hey man, the destruction, the downfall of this empire, just like many, we're in the throes right now. We're looking at a huge economic crash that's going to affect everybody on every level, especially the poor and the middle class, because that gap is widening ever so more, because the elite are making their move. They're going to oppress the poor and righteous man, as the scriptures say in Wisdom of Solomon 2, because we're going to be the victims. All right. That whole blame the victim doctrine, they have gone headlong with that. They have called us the enemy. We are the enemy. We have absolutely no power to any resources, no power whatsoever. And they deem us the enemy, And these are the facts that we have to deal with. And that's why this is right now it's a spiritual warfare. But when they come attack us, the Lord is going to lift up a standard, and believe you me, he will. All right. He's going to lift up a standard so great that people are going to be, they're going to be terrified, man. All right. And that's Daniel. Let me go ahead and get that real quick. Daniel 12:1. We brought this out on the highways and byways. Saturday, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. All right. So these are the very times that great men like Ezra, were looking for. Like Ezra said, woe, woe, woe is me. Who shall deliver me in those times? Because he knew that the destruction is going to pretty much be unbearable. The things that's going to be happening to people all at once, simultaneously happening to the earth, the plagues, people not being able to drink, water, and, the lands being desolate of people, That's what you're talking about. You're talking about famines. You're talking about pestilence consuming people on a level where we don't know where to look to. But it's the Most High's judgment. It's his righteous judgment to cleanse this earth. It says at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay. Let me see if I hit that point. Children and people that shall be a time of trouble. The time people shall be delivered. So the time it's gonna call for us to be delivered, man. As soon as they come and try and try and touch us, man. Um, yeah, so Michael, the angel, the archangels, uh, a few of the archangels, man, they're going to step up for us, man. You already know what those archangels, they get down, man. They get down with the get down. And this is going to be a hard battle for Esau, man. Even though we're going to witness some crazy things, man. You know, it's a goddamn devil on the bottom of the screen. Vatican gift, you know, which is trash. We already know what the Vatican's about. You know, the Roman Catholic Church, which is one of the unclean spirits that came out of the mouth of the I think the dragon or the beast. You know, but let me see, Job 5:14, man. Hey, man, because look, man, these Edomites, they want to establish. They're gonna establish their new world order. That's why the dude was speaking about a new epic in the beginning of the video. That new epic is a new world order. It consists of their Georgia Guidestones, man. You know, I'm gonna look this up real quick so you know what they're trying to do. You know, so you know what they're trying to do, because this is the procurement of the earth, man. This is them wiping out the children of Israel, reclaiming their birthright. See, people don't understand how deep this goes, and it's an ancient battle that we've been, you know, fighting these, you know, who we've been fighting back and forth with, man. We've been fighting these other nations for our inheritance, you know. And I'm gonna just try to hit a quick point. You know, it's located in Atlanta, or right outside of Atlanta. It says Elbert County, Georgia. All right. A granite monument erected in 1980 in Elbert County in the United States. A set of 10 guidelines is inscribed on the structure in 8 modern languages. A shorter messages inscribed at the top of the structure in 4 ancient language scripts. So we already know that the elites, they are in every empire, whether it be Asian, whether it be Edomite, Russian, you know, whether it be Elamite. Because, like, if you don't know by now, during the Greek and Roman Empire, you had Esau taking over these other nations. And guess what? The guy Alexander the Great, Alexander the Creep, you know, he laid his seed with the other nations, man. So he was popping these other women. And they've been doing that for a long time now. You know, even in Egypt, man, you know, when they you know, I think you had the Ptolemies, and then you had the Slakia. It started with an S, I forget, Slakia. So it's been a while. The Ptolemies and the Seleucid Empire, man, and they controlled the known world at the time, which is the Middle East. I just want to go into one of their laws. All right. What you see on the screen, man. Number 1 is maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So how they gonna do that? How's they gonna do that? This guy talking about a new epic. This guy right here, you know. And I'm you know, pretty much clarify my point, man. These Edomites are everywhere. You even got Arabs looking like Arabs, but they Edomites, you know. So, you know, it goes deep, man. You know, you already know the parable of the wheat and the tare. You know, not only among our nation, but you have Edomites among other nations too, who are leading those nations. And that's just how deep it goes. The rabbit hole goes very deep. But this guy was talking about a new epic. Why is he talking about a new epic? This guy was once an insider. He's still an insider. You know, I think he was an international hitman. You know, he helped destabilize countries. He tried to bribe people into selling out their own people, for American interests, or should I say, the industrial military complex's interest, so they can rule the economic world, which they do now. All right, so let me go ahead and play a little bit more, and I'm gonna probably bring another scripture, and I'm gonna end it. Oh, you know what? I don't think I read this yet. Here we go. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. The crafty are who? The elites. So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So the Most High is going to throw a monkey wrench in the game. All right. So they're gonna complete their enterprise. They're gonna capstone it. But as soon as they capstone it, that's when their end is there, right before their eyes, and they're gonna see it, and it's gonna be too late because they have so much pride that they think they're gonna get away with everything. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So they think they're crafty as hell. They think they're getting away with what they're getting away with. They think they're doing what, you know, they think they're gods, man. All right. It says in the counsel of the froward, meaning the backward, meaning the opposite, meaning the abominable, meaning the iniquitous, meaning the wicked. All right. Is carried headlong, man. All right. So they think that their counsel is going to stand, man. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. Hey, and that shows you, man, when they had those G20 summits, and then they have summits. We don't even call them summits. They have small get-togethers where they eat the meat of tigers and lions, and and then they have these plush as castles that they be in. And you're talking about the elites, man, who are very vain, and they're on the left hand side of the spectrum, and they know it very well. All right, so you're not dealing with no regular goddamn people. You're dealing with people that's very keen on darkness and Satanism, who are shooting at us because they know we that are the inheritors of the earth. Hear me now, all right? We are going to inherit the earth, and they're trying their hardest, their damnedest to take it away from us. And that's why this is a war that we cannot ignore. Regardless of not, you're in the war, regardless of what position you're playing, whether you be in the scoffer, whether you doing any just out here just being Jake, and you want likes and views and all this other shit. You're part of that war, all right? And you better be damn well, you better hope damn well you're on the right side, because the Lord is looking, and he is paying. Look, his eyes is 1,000 times brighter than the sun, and he's paying attention to everything that goes on and every role that everybody's playing. And he's seeing those that's fighting against him. He's seeing those that's fighting for him. He's seeing those that hate him. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grow. Hey man, you got the Bilderberg groups. You got all these groups that get together to plan out the post scarcity, post anarchy, and trying to build a utopia. This guy, whatever his name is, John Perkins, man, ain't nothing more than an insider that know that we're the children of Israel, and that know that they have to do something, and do something quick to get us out of the way. All right. It says, but he saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, because they set up laws. They're going to set up laws against us because we're speaking the truth, because we stand in front of federal buildings, and which they really have no jurisdiction, which though, they have established themselves on our land. So they're in violation. But they're going to fight us. They're going to fight us with tooth and nail, with their artillery, with their weapons, when we don't have any. And that's why the Lord is going to set a standard against them, man. It says, and from the hand of the mighty. All right. So Esau is mighty, man. Esau is the Lord's whipping stick, man. He whips the whole goddamn earth, man. All right. It says, so the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. You see? And that's what's going to happen, man. All right. Then he's going to stop the mouth of the wicked. All right. And you already know we're prisoners of hope. So what are we hoping for, man? We hoping for the revenge and the Lord to avenge us, which we have brothers and sisters praying for us. That's in their heavenly form, which they're in their pure form. They're in their perfect form now, and they're praying for us. So how much more now, So let me get this one more scripture, and then I'm gonna close out. Dang man, I forget to man. It's lucky. There's one more scripture that I was thinking about, man. Second Ezra is a good one, man. Second Ezra is 4:26, but It was another one, man. And it kind of escaped me. Um, oh, yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna type this in against standard against him. I don't know what scripture it is, but let me see. All right, so Isaiah 59:19, it says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, which is the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." What's that standard? That's going to be the spiritual power, man. All right, the Lord's going to set up a standard against him. Yes, some of us going to die. So fucking what, man? So fucking what? Who wants to be here any fucking way? Who wants to be here suffering? Death is nothing more than a way out of this fucking place, man. Isaiah 40:28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not seen? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting power of the Lord of the Creator of the ends of the earth, right, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. All right, we already know this. He giveth power to the faint, and that's why Esau be in derision, man. He don't know what the hell to do. He trying to search space out. He having a hard fucking time to do that. He trying to search uh the oceans out. He having a hard fucking time doing that. All right, this guy is helpless, man. Hey, man, he's desperate. Revelations 12:12 tell you right out, man. You know, he's coming down with great wrath, man. He's going to be fighting tooth and nail for his inheritance back, which he's sold his soul for, man. He sold his soul for it. Now it's over with. He can't get it back, and that's why they're trying to destroy us. Because we are the true inheritors of the earth, and it was given to us by election. All right, and to them that have no might, he increased it. We ain't got no might, man. We ain't got no fucking military. We just doing what the Lord told us to do. Go out there and preach his name. Teach his name, man, before the coming of that dreadful day. It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. And that's what's gonna happen to the people that's strong and mighty now. All right, those that's against us. But they that wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord, shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. And I'm going to close out with that. I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Ba, Shem Yahweh Shai. Amen. Double honors to the apostles and those at Great Millstone, man. We have a whole lot more a whole lot more to look forward to in these days to come, man. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.